Hello there, and welcome back. Now, you already know the title of the video. Before, of course, it is what I actually planned for it to be. And just to show you it's me, look. Hopefully you can see me there. Now, the whole point of the video is to warn you about the pitfalls that depression can do to you. Or at least, bear in mind, of course, I'm talking from my own experience here. Okay, so obviously everyone's experience is going to be different. But I'm talking from my experience, and from what I've seen on the internet and social media and people talking about things, they tend to fall, a lot of these pitfalls tend to be the same. As you can tell, it's a very nice day. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is, when you do get like this, it's very easy to lose track of what you're doing or to think there's no point to any of it. I know this because there are many times when I think this, even now as I do boast regularly about getting better, it's still easy to fall into the pitfalls, but I seem to be, for the last year or so, I seem to have really got a good grasp of it. So the first thing I want to say is, please, for the love of God, brush your teeth, okay? And I mean that, okay? Brush your teeth, okay? And the reason I say this, because I've read a lot of people who do get depression and other similar problems, and I really hope that noise does not affect the video. Otherwise I will be quite annoyed. Now, to go back to what I was going to say, the trap of not brushing your teeth is an incredibly easy one to fall into, it seems. But even though you may say there's no point because I'm not going to meet anyone or I'm spending all day at home, what do I need to brush my teeth for? It's one of those things you've got to keep up. Because if you don't, then you'll stop doing all the other essentials. You'll stop cleaning, and that's another one I'll be going on for hygiene after this. And once you stop taking care of yourself, that's pretty much it. Now, to interrupt you, I just wanted to show you this nice little church here. That won't be there much longer. It's been torn down for flats. Unfortunately, no one goes. So the church had to sell it. And a few people who go there now go to another one. I don't know which one it is. I think it might be the one in Lansing. It's rather nice though. Even for a modern one, it's quite nice looking. Shame really, but that is life, unfortunately. Now, to get back to what I was saying, the reason you would always brush your teeth is for you, not just for anyone else, but for you. Oh. 26th October. Poor Stripe. Hope they found them. I remember one time I actually thought I saw a cat on one of those photos, and they said, oh, don't worry about it, we found him like 2 months ago, but they just kept the posters up for some stupid reason. But hopefully it's a case of that, and hopefully a case that Stripe has never come home, because that does break your heart. I know that. I know when I lost my dog Fred, it hurt me more than pretty much any human really who's ever left my life. And that is, I don't know if that really says more about me than anyone else really. Anyway, to get back to my point, the reason you brush your teeth 2 to 3 times a day, minimum of twice a day, once in the morning and at least once at night, and preferably 3 or 4 times if you have other things on in your life. Now the reason you do that, because it keeps you in a habit of looking after yourself. And there's no point in looking after your mental health if you're not going to take care of your physical health. The other thing to remember is that if you don't brush it today, you will eventually, one day in the future, regret it. Because your teeth will cause you lots of problems. I know this because I spent a decent part of my younger years not brushing my teeth for this very reason. They say things like, what's the point? I'm not going to meet anyone, I'm not going to do anything special, so why bother? You know what? I can tell you now, I've lost 2 teeth in my life. Long after I got back into the habit of brushing my teeth. And the reason I'm telling you this is because it's one of the many mistakes I've made in life, and I don't like the idea of other people doing it, even though they will. And I know there are many people, according to the users on social media at least, who do this now. And my attempts to say, please for love of God, brush your damn teeth, was met with hostility. And that makes me sad. You know? It makes me sad that people love themselves so little that they don't bother. And I was there, you know? I was actually there. So I know what it's like to hate yourself that much. You just think, what's the bloody point? But you got to look after yourself. And I know it sounds selfish, but you got to look after yourself first before anyone else. Because if you can't look after yourself, then you can't expect yourself to look after anybody else either. And that all starts with the basics. And that basic thing is brushing your teeth. And yes, I am actually saying that word. I'm not just putting the beeps in for the sake of it. Now, I will keep this going because these things are worth saying, they're worth pointing out. Now, as I was saying, you need to look after yourself, people, first. Okay, and it's not selfish to say that, because it's not. Okay? Because you see, the thing I've learned through this last year of actually talking about things in my life is that is that depression and self-hatred is a very easy hole to fall into, and it's incredibly hard to get out of. It's almost like quicksand in a way. Well, TV quicksand. I don't know what real life quicksand is actually like, but it's like TV quicksand, you know, where you're just walking along and next thing you know you're sinking and you can't get out. It's a bit like that in a way. So yes, to start with, please brush your damn teeth, people, okay? Secondly, hygiene. You need to shower every day. Now I know this is something, okay, that people are going to say, oh, you don't need to do this every day. Well, perhaps if you're not doing anything, maybe you don't, but you still need to practice basic hygiene. You need to have a good wash every day. If you're not getting under that water spraying on you, you need. That's what I'm saying, people, okay? You need to take basic care of yourselves, okay? And that includes hygiene, okay? If you don't want to get under that running water, at least, you know, get some hot water and wash yourself with it, okay? Because these are easy traps to fall into. Okay, I know this, okay, because these are traps I fell into during my younger years. Funny enough, the more I think about it, the more I realise I was a lot deeper than I ever care to admit. Because I always used to say, I'm not that deep in, other people have it much worse than me. But yeah, somehow at the same time, I also managed to dig myself out a lot better than I would ever give myself credit for. Now, the third thing I'm going to say, and this may shock you, is that you need to dress up a bit. At least when you go outside. Inside you can wear what you like, but outside, when you go outside, even if you're just walking down the shop for a bit of milk or bread or whatever, dress up, okay? Wear something half decent. I'll show you, look. See? Pair of walking shoes, smart trousers, and a smartish jacket. Don't know if you can see that. Okay, I seem to have the light on. Let's see if I can switch that off. No, I can't. I'm going to leave that on for now. Hopefully it doesn't affect the video. It doesn't seem to be on the screen. As I say, you need to dress up. Take for example the woman that passed me just now. She dressed up to go outside. Not saying you should make a massive effort to look your best, but just try and look half decent, because there's very, very few people in this world who are legitimately ugly and hard to look at. Very, very few. And even that is an exaggeration. The bulk of us are actually quite beautiful people. And I mean you when I say this too. You're beautiful too. I guarantee it, okay? Clean yourself up, wear something half decent, and I guarantee you'll look great. I know I do, okay, because I've often spent many years of my life dismissing myself as an ugly bastard, to put it bluntly. Or you just look at myself and think, I'm just an ugly sod. Why would anyone want to look at me? I'm just incredibly hard to look at. But you know what? It's not true. I'm actually a decent looking person. Especially when I make an effort to look half decent. Now, to go off on a tangent, you may remember this area. Homefield Park. You may remember when I'd done a video the other week, I was just over there. The one where I walked home from Worthing Hospital, if you remember. It's a nice little park, but I'm not going to walk through it today because there's a few too many children. I don't really like the idea. I know technically the law's a grey area on this, but I prefer not to catch too many children on film if I can help it, you know. I might just enter at a later stage. As I've always said, I want to help you, Bill, but I ain't going to get on the list for you. Anyway, as I was saying, if you make an effort, everyone looks good. I include myself in this, and I include you in this too, okay? Because you'll be hard pressed to find someone that is generally hard to look at. And if they are, it's usually because they've done something stupid, like tattoo a swastika on their forehead. Well, in which case, if they've done that, then that's on them. But to get back to it, we got to make an effort, okay? But not for other people, okay? This is the important thing, okay? You're not doing this for anyone else to look at, okay? You're doing this for you. You've got to make an effort for yourself. You've got to impress yourself, okay? Because once you start doing that, okay, you will eventually notice the changes. You won't at first, or at least I didn't anyway, but you will eventually notice the changes. You'll eventually look at yourself and think, yeah, I look good. I look damn good. And I should be damn proud of myself for this. And you should be, and you will be too. And I promise you this, okay? You will feel better once you start to make a bit of an effort in the old presentation department. And that is why you must brush your teeth and you must practice basic hygiene. Now you may have noticed, I'm in the park now. It's gotten windier too. So hopefully it doesn't ruin the video, although you may notice that my voice sounds slightly different now. And to go back to what I was saying, all three of these things, such as, okay, will all improve your life massively if you don't do them already. And I understand it's an easy trap to fall into. And it's easy to say, oh, I don't see the point, you don't understand. No, I'll never understand what you feel, okay? Sorry, you'll never truly understand what I feel, no matter how much I explain it. Okay, you'll never truly understand what I feel. But that's life, people, I'm afraid. Okay, no one's going to understand our personal experience. We can all experience similar things. It's like most of us, well 99.9% of us would experience heartbreak at some point in our lives. Okay, so I'll understand other people who go through heartbreak, okay, but I'll never understand their personal feelings towards it. Much like you'll never understand my personal feelings towards mine. And I'm not going to keep repeating myself when I say this, but you've got to look after yourselves, people, okay? You've got to look after yourselves first and foremost. Of course, looking after other people is a great thing, but you've got to look after yourself first and foremost. Otherwise, there's no point in any of this. And I promise you will notice a difference once you start doing it. You really will. I mean, I've noticed a difference since I've started this thing. I say thing, I mean vlog. Got the word for a moment there. And I have generally noticed a difference. I mean, I think doing this has helped. But I think overall, just generally noticing my feelings getting better about things does help. It's helped me put things into perspective. It's like I understand that what I've really done, the progress I've made is small, and there's still so much more to be made, but I've started. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Just look at that. An isolated picnic area Obviously it's connected to the hospital and they lock it up, I presume. I don't know. Anyway, ooh, let's have a look. It's actually been years since I've walked through Homefield Park, I think. Can't remember the last time I actually done it. I've walked past it a few times. Ooh, have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at this gun, shall we? We'll end the video on something rather more perky. Happier, I think. Ooh, library, what have we got? If any of these books interest you, get down there quick because they might be gone soon. That's a thing. Little seats. This is actually really nice. Never knew this was here. How nice. Anyway, back to as I was saying. We can do this, okay? I can do it and so can you people, okay? But there are certain things we have to do, and I know you're probably going to, if you're still here, you're probably saying, Jim, I know all this anyway. Well, you know what? So did I, but it didn't stop me, but it didn't make me do it at the time either. So that's what I'm telling you all now. It's just a nice reminder. Sometimes we need reminding of things, and this is in no way a reflection of any of you, okay? I'm not saying any of you are too stupid to know you need to do these things, but sometimes we forget. Sometimes we convince ourselves that it's not necessary to do these different things. And that's what I'm telling you now. Look after yourselves, please. For the love of God. Right, I'm going to finish this now. So, James out. And please, take care of yourselves. I love each and single one of you. Bye.